Close the door. You can't talk because he's recording. Close the door. Yeah, it's the Irene Marie.
It's the Irene Marie 443. Okay,
Yeah.
does it say larger penalty or somebody just viewed your profile?
I don't know. I'm trying to pull it up now. So mine takes a while. And then my TikTok, oh, it's saying I have to update it.
No, okay, you need to go to your profile, click profile, and there should be some feet on the top right corner.
Okay.
And click the feet. So go to profile, or it might be the third button from the right corner.
Right. So this is the thing. To me, this is petty because we're not at your house. So what I consider dangerous is when somebody's at your house. We're not, me and Daniel are not at your home. I did not contact you today. Who made this phone call? Did I call you or did you call me? No, I'm asking, just being honest. Who called who?
Do I contact the cops next time it happens? Do I contact the police?
No, you're calling me, but I'm just trying to figure out, do you call other people that check your TikTok?
That's what I'm supposed to do. If a grown man feels like he has a problem with another person's child, he's supposed to contact their parent.
Yeah, exactly. So that's true. I don't consider you grown because you're arguing with people over a TikTok. So to me, that's not what a man would be doing. A man would have a job and be at work or school. That's what a man would be doing. So what do you want to do? So you threatened legal action earlier over TikTok.
Daniel, to stop. This is a lot of time.
You stop checking his stuff because he gave me a copy of what you're checking.
That you have so much control, tell him to stop viewing my profile. I want nothing to do with you guys. I don't even want to call you.
Well, you get off TikTok if you don't want people to view TikTok. If you don't want people to view your public profile, because you would sound kind of crazy in court.
And you last time you called me talking about Daniel.
I haven't contacted you people today. You people are contacting me. Elijah and Kaylin, y'all are contacting me. I don't know what's going on. It's just TikTok.
You tell your son to stop. That's all. Don't talk to me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'll tell him that. Tell him
to stop. Okay? That's all. I don't want to see it again. It's a boundary. I have a family. You don't consider it a family, but it's my family. Sorry. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't consider it a family. I just think it's petty. I think that you need to go get you a job and get in a school so that you have something else better to do other than be on TikTok.
I think a man can make money however he needs to make money, and I think I'm already about to move out of my apartment complex anyway, so it would be stupid for me to go get a job right now.
Right.
In a whole different location in a 3-bedroom. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm glad of that. So you should be busy doing that instead of worrying about TikTok.
Busy looking at my phone saying Daniel viewed your profile. That's what I don't want to be busy.
Viewing my profile?
Daniel, it says Daniel viewed my profile on TikTok. I don't want to deal with it.
How long ago was that? Months ago?
It just happened like 5 minutes before I called you, 2 minutes before I called you. I called you right after. And I had to go unblock you for one because I said, oh, here you go. I screenshotted it. I sent it to you. This man did it within a 5-minute period, within an hour. He just did this within an hour. It's a 2-minute notification. It's a 2-minute notification. If somebody views your profile, you better see it instantly almost. So this time I called you right when it happened. The next time it happens, I'm going to call you again. Okay?
Well, stop contacting. Well, you can text me or whatever, but this is petty to me. TikTok, because somebody's checking your TikTok that's biologically related to you. Somebody that's biologically related to you. If you don't want people to see your profile, you're not posting videos.
I'm a grown man. I don't talk to him. I don't know how Daniel feels towards me, and you can't tell.
You're harassing us. That's what you're doing. This is harassment. You're contacting me again, talking about some TikTok. That's harassment. You do know that, right?
You talked about some TikTok. I was talking about the TikTok first.
Yeah, don't call me and threaten me with legal action like you did earlier as well when you first called.
And you call me and threaten me with legal action all the time.
Yeah, because you're harassing me. That's why I'm threatening you with legal action, because you keep contacting me and I'm not calling you. Are you and Kaylin on drugs today? Are you high?
No, Daniel just view my profile.
But one thing I could say is me and Daniel not high. Are you high when you call me?
useful resource. Please tell Daniel you guys have to check the mail because I'm going to be hitting him with a restraining order next time he contacts me.
And if you hit him with a restraining order, we ready for it. We lawyered up. So go file a restraining order while you on a 5-year probation, dog. We lawyered up. Come for us. Come for us. Come for us and see, don't you be in the penitentiary. The day you take me to court, that's when you're going to go, because I'm going to pursue all of those assaults, all of those 20 police calls. I got you on recording, dog, robbing the Boeing credit union machine with a mask on. You want me to show the videos? You want me to tell the detectives about all your bank scams? You want me to tell them about all the drugs you sell? You ready for court? You ready for court? You ready for court? Because I'm ready. You ready to take a Scorpio to court? Let's go. Because you will lose. You're going to go to the penitentiary, dog. You on a 5-year probation talking about court. And you on 5-year probation. Does that sound logical to you? Elijah, you're on a supervised probation. A supervised probation threatening to take someone to court that's not criminals.
I'm talking, I have to tell my probation officer too, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna call them tomorrow and let them know that my brother keeps stalking me.
And I will call the prosecutor. I'm gonna call the prosecutor about you.
Okay. Next time
I'm gonna call the prosecutor about you, about this constant harassment.
I'm talking about.
You're calling what? I can't even understand what she's saying. What is that woman saying? I can't go speak some English. Go to college, go to school. Do you have a high school diploma? I can't understand what you're saying. What is she saying? She's mumbling like some kind of animal.
You rabid beast. Bye-bye. I'm blocking you and check your mail.
Check what mail? So this is what we're going through, y'all. Daniel and I, the constant harassment from Kaylin and Elijah.
Very true.
Yeah.
We're being harassed.
Now Elijah
being harassed by 2 druggies that like to do bank scams and stuff like
yeah,
that.
this is what we heard, that they do bank scams and stuff like that. And we don't get involved in it. But imagine this. Somebody on a 5-year probation.
5 years.
5-year supervised probation.
5 years.
And they're calling you, threatening to file a restraining order. Because see, misery like company.
Yeah, they're like company. Yep.
Yeah, misery like company. So, I mean.
But they say I'm viewing their stuff. But look at this. Where does it say right here? Profile views.
Yeah, just screenshot that.
Or the screenshot.
Yeah.
And it says a day ago, too. On the bottom. They view them at the top of the day.
Yeah, but that's not a crime. The first thing the court
would
just
my
said,
story, and now they're telling me that I'm viewing
I would get off TikTok though. See me?
So I got to delete that because they say I'm viewing.
No, not deleted, but it's some kind of way you can put it. You can. No, you can't report that. You got to stay out of that.
It's go paper on me. No, I'm leaving now. I'm not.
Hold on 1 second, y'all.
That's what I'm starting doing. Start school.
You have no self-control. I got this on the line. So it says, "Oh my God, I'm blind." So you know my name. Thank you so much for the comment. Yeah, so basically that's what this is about. Is I'm trying to also explain to Daniel so that he's not overly paranoid that someone calling the police on you saying that someone's checking a TikTok, that's not a crime. That's really not a crime. I mean, it would be like someone calling the police saying, "Oh my God, this person checked my Facebook." There's no current restraining orders on Daniel or myself. We're not restrained from anybody. So it's not a crime unless someone hits you with it. And then even with the restraining order, I mean, Elijah or Kaylin wouldn't qualify for that.
Well, I'm not going to jail.
No, you're not going to go to jail.
So we don't get no knock on the door because I'm going to go through the back door.
They're not, it's no, the police not going to come here for that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But if they do, I'm just saying, just in case.
Yeah.
Go through the back. I'm not going
Yeah, you gotta calm down.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Tell you the obvious truth.
Yeah, you have to chill.
I'm just telling you what I'm gonna do if they can do something. Because they said to call the police right after they get off the phone.
They said they're gonna file a restraining order.
Yeah.
And get the police. They want you to act up.
I'm not acting up.
So you can give them ammunition to call.
You're the one acting up with all that attitude and yelling.
I'm not yelling. I was yelling at them.
Well, now you're yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you.
Well, okay. Well,
I'm just talking to you about it.
The video's done, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, no.
So basically, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. And the thing is, with these type of situations, Daniel and I are not calling Elijah and Kaylin. And so they're people that's not busy enough. You know, they're unemployed, not in school, 2 babies, on their way to homelessness. And basically, I'm not a supply source for an undiagnosed psychopath, which is Elijah. This is literally what the courts called him in 2022. So they're basically going into a homeless program and stuff. And so people get pretty mad with you when you're no longer a supply source for them. So when you're not helping them and taking care of their babies and stuff like that, and, you know, just giving your whole life up for someone else, people get pretty angry with you. So I got on the live as a backup, you know, as a evidence, you know, if you're doing a live, it's really not illegal. I mean, it's all under fair use and stuff like that. So my perspective is Elijah and Kaylin are pretty miserable. Because, I mean, they're just sitting there bothering my household. And, you know, Elijah, he's on a 5-year probation, supervised probation, and he wants Daniel and me or anyone else in that same situation. You know, Elijah used to say, when he go down, we all going down. So that's all. I'm not concerned. You know, the thing is, when people threaten you with legal matters, I have an attorney. I'm covered with an attorney. So I'm not scared of no guy that just came out of jail for domestic violence. He just was in there for domestic violence several months back. He got a DV on him. So I don't fear someone like that taking me to court because I'm not stalking him. Daniel and I, or Isaiah, none of us are anywhere around Kaylin and Elijah. And this is why, this is so important, y'all. This is why when the police and lieutenants, when they tell you to stay out of somebody's residence, listen to them. I did that last September. I haven't seen Elijah and Kaylin since last September. When the police department told me stay out of there, I never went back into that man's place. I followed police orders because, see, the police, they not no fool. We're not even around Kaylin and Elijah. And look at how they're harassing me and Daniel and threatening us. And we're not anywhere around them. Please like, y'all. Thank you so much for the likes. We're not anywhere around them. This is what narcissists do, y'all. At the end of the day, Elijah and Kaylin mad because I'm not babysitting their babies. I'm not acting like they black nanny. Slavery ended in 1865. I ain't got to watch nobody babies. I ain't got to deal with Elijah. I live my life the way I see fit. Daniel's been trying so hard. And see, Elijah, he's not a good support for this family in general. He's not supporting Daniel's life or my life or Isaiah's life. He's not a support to us. He just calls and sits up and gets drunk and high on whatever he's on and calls and harasses us. Bottom line. And I mean, it's just senseless all over TikTok. If you don't want people checking your TikTok, then don't be on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all of that. I mean, is he sitting up contacting everybody that's looked at a TikTok that no videos are on? There's nothing on there to view. If he took me to court, I would show him that. Where's his videos? Where is his videos? It's crazy. Very, very crazy. Let me see. I got a hello. Akira plays. At Akira plays. Hello to you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Yeah, we just got a call, a harassing call. And I recorded the other day at the end of one of my videos, we were being harassed there. So what I try to do is start recording it right away, start recording the abuse. And you can't record when someone's harassing you, you know, and then also watching what I say, because Elijah and Kaylin are recording me as well, because like over a month ago, he told her to record me. And so that's why I click on record, because they're only going to be recording part of what they're saying. So at lovely_Elisa. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for the hand wave and the cute emojis and stuff like that. At lovely_Elisa YT. Hello. And thank you so much for the likes.
All I gotta say is,
you got a lot of viewers here, Daniel. Come here. They want to hear what you got to say. They're here for you.
All I gotta say is, don't do drugs. It's bad for your lungs. That's what they do. They do drugs. It goes to their brain, and then they all special and stuff.
Yeah, you hear what Daniel said? Yeah, they act like they're out of their mind.
You got.
But see, you
gotta stop. You gotta. Yeah.
What you say, Daniel?
Don't leave, people. You stay in there. You stay in the live. You watch the live and you enjoy the live. That's for you. That's for y'all.
Yeah, amen.
And if you don't like the video, then why are you watching for? Huh? You gotta like the video to keep seeing more content.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So the thing is,
I'm gonna drop an album too.
Yeah, Daniel's gonna drop out. Yeah, the thing is, when you got people, Daniel saved, baptized, gave his life to the Lord. He's had his struggles. You've seen all that on the lives. Go through my lives. Me and Daniel have struggles as well, but we just, live more peaceful. Yeah. So, oh, we got another like. Yeah, they like you, Daniel. So you got to tune in here. So, the thing is, there's some differences between myself and Daniel and Kaylin and Elijah. For one, Daniel and I are not doing drugs. We stay sober, and Kaylin and Elijah are, and we're more stable as far as our housing situation over here. We just mind our business and take care of our life. And then there's a big God element in this. Last September, I found out that Kaylin doesn't believe in God. Elijah turned on God. Back in 2022, he said he didn't believe in God. And so what happened was Elijah started a whole spiritual warfare in my home. And actually, he just texted me the other day. I'll read you this text, what he says, something to the effect that he is God. This is what Elijah is texting me. And and he considers calling the police. He's gonna give me no choice. He just keeps harassing us. So he says, how you raise somebody alone. He says I didn't raise them when I did. All this gaslighting. I've raised all my sons since day one and been a positive support in their life, emotionally, financially, and spiritually.
Well, amen.
I've been there. You hear Daniel say amen.
Well,
but
amen.
It's fine. If I know I did something, it's like if I give you $1 million house and I donate it to you and you start telling me I didn't do it, I don't argue with people like that. Okay. Let me see. He says, I'm trying to go to the comment where he talks about, he says he's God. Yeah, Kaylin and him are really going through something.
Well, I like to not make other people's problems my problems. You know what I mean? They have their own. I have my own. You have your own. We all have our own problems.
Yeah, you have to come over here to the recording, Daniel.
Well, I said what I said.
Elijah says, I'm God to me because of multiple reasons throughout history proves it's especially being a melanated being. Just because you're melanated doesn't mean you're God. I mean, that's just ridiculous. You're not God because you're melanated.
Well, amen to that.
Yeah, amen. So we just trying to mind our business and stuff like that. So yeah, the thing is, don't be so paranoid when people threaten you legally. There's no current there's no current restraining order in process. So I mean, if there's no restraining order, then don't worry about it. And then if there is a court date for a restraining order, just show up to court and say we haven't seen these people since last September. We're not harassing these people at all. We're just not. So we're just minding our business, just trying to do the best we can. But see, this is the thing. Elijah, he lacks empathy, and he doesn't, he thinks, he's the only one that is having struggles, and it's not true. He doesn't care if he's upsetting Daniel or myself or Isaiah or anyone in my household, and it's just so petty over TikTok. I mean, how many of you are who's looking at your profile on TikTok and contacting them? I just asked Elijah to stop sending the messages. If he views the TikTok, I don't care. Just don't send me messages. That's what we're asking for, like direct messages. I'm not gonna check. I didn't even go check to see if he saw that he viewed my TikTok. He wants me to go check. I think I got to update my TikTok app on this device, but Elijah wants me to go see if I could see that he viewed my TikTok. But the thing is, I'm very rarely on TikTok or Facebook. I'm a YouTuber. I'm dedicated to y'all. Thank you so much for the likes, y'all. I'm dedicated to y'all on YouTube. This is where I feel like I'm of most help, right here on YouTube. I really do. And I was watching a video of a sister today that was saying this beautiful thing. Daniel, can you bring me the speaker and the outlet so I could play them Victoria's video? How she was saying focus on one thing. And that's what I try to do. I'm not focused on like a million things, y'all.
Amen. Amen. I'm trying to make my music. Christian music.
Plug this up right over there at the bottom. Yeah, Victoria Unfiltered. She was just talking about like focusing on.
Yes, indeed.
See Daniel singing here, focusing on one thing. So nice singing, Daniel.
Thank you, group. Thank you, YouTube, and I appreciate all of you.
You hear that?
Hamilton Brown out. Amen.
Let me try to find this video for y'all. Because this was such a wonderful video. A couple of days ago, within the last 24 to 48 hours, I was telling a relative I wanted to find this sister's channel, right? And I hadn't watched her in a very, very long time. And that's why it's so important to keep playlists, right? And to keep them updated. But she talked about, the quickest way to master yourself and to basically grow. I'm going to word it mature, grow. And one of the things that she mentioned, I'm going to let you hear it. So fair use, y'all. This is Victoria giving you some good advice. And she gives great advice. So listen here. It was like meant for me to go back to her channel because I was wondering about her, thinking about her. And then I went to her live today and I couldn't hear her. So I put a comment in there saying we couldn't hear you. And she was asking if everybody could hear her. So she did a little smile. It was so sweet. But I have to get out of that insecurity that if I bring y'all into certain other YouTubers that I'm going to lose you. So I got to get out of that insecurity because that'll make you come back here more when I introduce you to other good people because it's Advanced Insight channel, right? So if there's something more that you can learn from someone else, I want to put it in the description box because remember, all my fair use videos, I put in the description box. And the thing is, Daniel and I and Isaiah, we're trying to master ourselves. And it's not easy to be the best we can be. And Elijah and Kaylin, they just are going through a lot of things and they have some barriers. Elijah's on a 5-year probation now. So, he's probably on edge subconsciously thinking he's going to end up in the penitentiary. And if he can send Daniel there first or wish that on Daniel, then that's the way it'll happen. And it's sad because I could see why younger siblings have such issues when they have older siblings that behave like that. He just doesn't mean them well. Elijah's hurting not just me and Daniel, but Kaylin as well, and those babies. I feel sorry for the babies because they have to be subjected to that the most. And he has that, most men should be taking their woman and their babies out, right? Whether those are his kids or not, there's no DNA to prove it. There are other potential fathers for the kids that Elijah's taking care of. There's no DNA done. So just think about it. Most positive men, would they be calling their mother and younger brother, harassing them about TikTok? So that just shows the level of ungodliness and misery that he's in. Just point blank. That's all that it shows. And so threats of legal action, it means nothing to me because I'm always going to show up to court to protect myself with an attorney. I'm not going to show up without an attorney. So that's just what I have to do to protect myself. So hold on, let me play this video. This is Victoria, so she's going to be giving some good advice about mastering yourself.
Hi, everybody. So I got back on, y'all. So I'll be doing my videos on my laptop for a while. I'll just work on the lighting or something. Okay, y'all. So I have been talking to God.
Again, fair use, y'all. And she's a very spiritual woman that loves a heavenly Lord and very positive lady.
Specifically about mastery. Okay. And there's something that I realized even when I'm listening to the celebrities, like what they were doing. Okay. And kind of like what I was doing, but I stopped doing it and I regret that I stopped doing it and I'm just picking it right back up. So I want to talk to y'all about what I learned, what God told me about fastest way to growth and mastery. It's kind of ridiculous and not everybody can do it. You will have to protect your peace while you're doing it, but it's just the fastest way. Okay. And I would think that you would pretty much know how much time you want to spend. You would probably have full control over the process really fast. You'll have full control. And, there won't be no surprises because of what you're doing. So what I've learned about mastery, just thinking about how I started to get really good at creative writing during my mentorship. Hi, everybody. Waiting to get more people in here. I can't tell if people are finding this video. Hi, everybody. If there are people here listening,
please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. And again, this is Victoria, and she's going to be talking about mastering yourself. So, what I do, let me tell you one of the things I do. If you heard the beginning of the video, one of the things, the biggest part for me about mastering yourself is protecting yourself. So that's why in the beginning of this live, that's the first thing I did. Protect yourself, right? Because Elijah had told Kaylin over a month ago, record her. This is what he told Kaylin to do, which is his girlfriend. I don't approve of the relationship at all. I think she's a bad match. However, that's probably the best match for him. Okay, because it's minimal destruction. And I don't mean to say it. Hopefully this doesn't come off the wrong way, but you want bad people to be with other bad people. So if she's a woman, she has no spirituality, she doesn't respect any higher power, that's a good higher power, and he doesn't neither. You want these two fools to be together because it's protecting the rest of the universe. So it's like two drug lords. Okay. One a godmother drug lord and one like the Godfather drug lord. You want them together so that the people like me and you that's trying to live a drug-free life and we trying to stay out of the cartel, you don't want to match up with these people. You want them to match up with each other. So you want the cartel members to be with other cartel members, not with empaths getting us shot down and destroying our lives. So that's how I look at Elijah and Kaylin's relationship. But, in the beginning of this video, I started recording to protect myself. Okay. And notice, I didn't use any profanity. Sometimes that's appropriate. Sometimes it's not. But like I told him, come on with the legal action. I am ready to go to court with anybody that's going to file a Looney Tune restraining order talking about we checking their TikTok. Can you imagine what a judge would think? The judge going to say, sir, ma'am, this is what the judge would say to Elijah and Kaylin. Why are you people in here wasting my court hours? You're trying to restrain somebody over some TikTok, and Elijah or Irene and Daniel, hasn't seen you people since last September? Because we have not seen Elijah and Kaylin since we went over there to support Elijah when he said the girl was jumping on him and he needed help. So Daniel and I went over there to get the police involved, to be like a witness to the situation, to help Elijah, and we got the police involved. Ultimately, Elijah chose to keep the girl, and she's been there ever since. And it's more than just Elijah. There's some roach friends there. They got a couch that they've received from a witch. It's all kind of hellhole stuff going on over there. There's a potential eviction. They got to move. So they're going to be moving into actually, I think it's a better location, because I think the new place they're going to be moving to, there's no roaches. It'll be cleaner, safer, cheaper rent. I knew from day one that Elijah wasn't going to be able to hold on to that place because the rents are too high. My rent's high too, but I'm focused on my rent. I'm able to pay my rent because I'm not calling somebody talking about some TikTok stuff. Okay. I'm worried about rent and how to make sure I have rent money. You're not going to be able to pay your rent or mortgage. These rents are $2,000 and up. Elijah, for that little tiny studio he got, rent $1,500, and he don't even have a bigger place. But I'm not a supply source to Kaylin and Elijah, so they don't work. They're not in school. Like today, I cooked. I did my jobs. Daniel had his schedule. Isaiah has his schedule. We're too busy I ain't even checking TikTok to know who's looking at my TikTok. I wouldn't know because I was cooking. I've been cooking all evening, making coffee, cooking, getting our sweet tea. I love my mac and cheese, y'all. I made some of my good soups, had a little ice cream. I ate no meat products, y'all. I do eat meat approximately about once a week, but we did not eat any meat today. So I drank some water. So my hernia is feeling a little better. I have a little hernia. And so that's not stinging or burning today. So I'm having a very good day. Digestive system doing well, asthma doing well. And I mean, my heart goes out to Kaylin and Elijah, but I'm not their savior. I can't help them, right? I can't help people that's in constant attack of the people that do live here. I've actually, they say I'm threatening to call the police. I have called the police a couple of times over the last few months. I have. When I say I'm gonna call the police, those are not threats. That's actually something I will do. He didn't threaten me today. I think the police, he said something about the police coming over there or something. So I think they've already talked to him in some kind of way, I think, about him threatening me and name calling. So he stopped doing that. But that's a shame that the police got to tell you to stop threatening your relatives. So that's, at the end of the day, the devil just told them, call me. That's what the devil does. Like I prayed today. I did my prayers. So that's what the devil tell them to do, to contact me. The devil said, call Irene. And they push the contact. The contact might say stupid bitch or whatever it say, or they, I don't know how they got me listed in the contacts. Really don't care, but it's just so sad. And it just confirms why I have to stay away from Elijah and Kaylin, and they're just some miserable souls. He should be taking his stepchildren out, or if those are his biological children. I'm gonna call them his stepchildren for right now, because he has not proved that those are his biological children. So he should be taking, since there's no other father to the kids around, I'll just say his children. Forget the word step. Let's take stepchildren off. He should be taking his children and his woman out. He should be taking them out to eat, taking them to the movies or something like that. Take them to some kind of children's activity or something. You know, he could take the babies and the ladies somewhere, but he ain't got no job. They were just asking me if I want to buy some food stamps. I talked about that on one of my last 2 lives. I said, no, I don't want to buy any food stamps from you. Imagine they're threatening court action. So imagine if I bought food stamps, they'll say, oh, we're gonna tell the police you bought food stamps. I don't do any illegal activities with these people. I don't. I just stay to myself and that's it. Much for the comments again for you know my name. Oh my God, I'm blind. Hello to you. Ain't nothing wrong with being blind. Akira plays. Hello again at Lovely. YT. Thank you so much for the cute pink hand. That was so cute and very creative. Hello to you. And again, thank you so much for at Lovely _ Elisa YT. Thank you so much for the really cute and beautiful emojis. I appreciate y'all. Y'all made my day better. And so I'm glad that y'all enjoyed Daniel on here. So let me play this video. So fair use, y'all, fair use.
Let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know.
This is about how to master yourself.
Okay, if you can't hear me, please let me know. This video is very important. All right, it's very important. Now, what I'm about to say is not going to be easy for some of y'all to do because who knows, you know, how much money you spent already or how attached you are to other stuff. But this is what I learned about growth, fast growth. The fastest you can get it and the fastest you can master something is it requires you to eliminate all other options. Okay, all other ways have to be eliminated. It's not going to be easy because we as humans have been raised to think the grass is greener, to always need to try something new, or always need to variety. So if you eliminate the variety, but keep the main things that you need to master in whatever you're doing. So no other forms, no other recipes. You keep the same recipe, but you have the critical techniques in that recipe. The main things that would make that recipe abundant. Okay, the most critical ones you would have in that recipe, but you wouldn't have no other recipes, nothing else to use. This applies to anything, like if you're growing your hair, if you're, working out, if you're trying to become a great writer, if you're trying to become a great artist, literally eliminate all other options. For example, you may be an artist that only, work with the three brushes, and you only do a certain amount of strokes, and you only do a certain type of art. It's not that you're limiting yourself, it's that you are trying to master the main techniques, and you're trying to not be intimidated by having so many options. Okay? So you're really trying to micro focus in to one type of creation that will allow you to practice techniques, but yet you don't have no other option. So for example,
now I wanted to mention, y'all, when Victoria says make it so you have no other option, I want to clarify that works, right? So I'm going to give you an example. When I was displaced some years ago, that was what I did. it went on for about 8 months, and I had made up my mind that I did not want to mess up my rental credit. So I was focused on that. That was the goal. And I had made up my mind that I did not want to move back into the big city here on the West Coast where I live. So I decided I don't want to live in a city where there's over 400,000 people or whatever. I like staying in smaller suburbs and cities where there's about under 100,000 people. That's my preference. And so I had to pay that bill off, and I did that. I made it where there was no other option. That was my only option, and it does work. And I mentioned on another live where one of my downfalls many, many years ago was that I had too many goals. So 20 goals, maybe I can master 2 things out of the 20 goals. But what I'm finding now is that I'm completing more of my goals because I'm zoned in and just making it where there's no other option. Like every day, I wash my dishes and I load my dishwasher. There's no other option. I don't have another option. I'm going to rinse those dishes. I don't leave my dishes. I try to rinse them or put them in some dishwater right away so the food doesn't get on there. I clean it off right away. So, things like that. And so the things where I say that there's no other option, it really does work. So I'm going to give you some areas where I do this technique that Victoria's saying, but she's going to explain it better. Okay. So the areas where I do the no other option thing is hoarding. With hoarding, I make sure that I'm always taking garbage out every week. There's no way my place could ever get hoarded to the ceiling. Hoarding here or my items are not going to go past 4 feet tall. Okay, so let me see. 3 feet, maybe 3 feet tall, 3 or 4 feet. That's the highest any property I got is probably going to be going to 3 or 4 feet. It's not going to go to 10 or 12 feet because I take the garbage out consistently. So those are the areas. It's no other option but to take the garbage out. 1, I mentioned moving. 2, hoarding. There's no other option. If you somebody that's constantly taking garbage out, your place will never be hoarded. You won't have rats and roaches and all this stuff in your house. Number 3 for me, where there's no other option, is domestic violence. Like when I was talking to Elijah and Kaylin, and I had Daniel in here on this live as well. Domestic violence, I don't play a game with that. With Elijah, there's no other option. He does not enter my home, and I do not go around Elijah. Okay, there's no other option. So the result is, because there's no other option but to stay my distance and stay apart from toxic people, I'm not in a domestic violence situation. And what it does, it makes me zone in on my home more. So what I do is I become the peacemaker of my home. I become the peacemaker of my home. Okay. But in order for me to do that, there has to be no other option. There cannot be any violent, harassing, unspiritual, hating God, hating the Lord in heaven. I can't have none of that around me. So there's no other option. Number 4, I don't own any TVs. Okay. There's no other option. Okay, I don't own TVs. And look what happened. I got this YouTube channel. What's more valuable, watching some cartoons on TV or helping y'all and learning from y'all? You know how much I've learned from my viewers just through this channel? I mean, it's just beautiful. Number 5, dating. There's no other option. I don't mess with married men. I don't have men in my home. So there's no other option. There's no way I can be used. I can't be with a married man. I can't be with a side chick. I can't be an abuse victim because I'm not dating. When I date, hopefully it will be someone that the Lord sends me. It's no other option. It's no other option. As of right now, I'm mastering YouTube. I don't have time to date. I don't have time. I'm uploading my videos. I'm focused on my channel. My channel is monetized now, y'all. I have over 113,000 total views now. But I had to eliminate all this stuff. Just family, YouTube, cooking, work, and stuff like that. Number 6. When Daniel was going through his situation, with what he just went through, you got to go back through my lives and see what he went through with his legal matters. There was no other option. I remember telling a family member, I can't hang out with you until next year. That's the thing too. When you tell someone, no, I can't do this till February, March, I can't hang out because I have to complete this legal matter. People not going to like it. People don't like to hear that you just got to focus on one thing right now because everything is me, me, me. That's how people are. No, what about me? You should be focused on me too. There was no other option. And Daniel's legal matters were very successful because I said, I got to complete this. And you see the result. Very happy result. Number 7, there's no other option. I don't take care of people's babies and kids. Even if they're relatives, I ain't taking custody of nobody. Number 8, there's no other option. Getting my rest. Number 9, I allow people that go no contact with me. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for it. Please stay no contact. If you don't like me, stay no contact. I love it. So there's no other option. I love no contact. I love going into no contact, and I love when somebody does it to me. It's no skin off my back. Number 10, there's no other option. I speak up. When Elijah contacted me, I speak up when I need to. I will act, stop it. I stop a lot of things just by speaking up. And speaking up does not always mean cussing anybody out. Yeah, so these are the things that that I'm giving examples. Victoria, she's going to tell her story about there's no other options, but I'm going to tell, I just told you 10 ways that I did this to master these things. It was where I want to live was 1, not having a completely hoarded out place, domestic violence, no TVs, dating, Daniel's crisis that he was in the legal matter. I'm not taking care of nobody's kids. I get my rest. I allow no contact and I go no contact and I speak up. There was no other option. These 10 things. So Victoria's telling you the system, but I'm telling you 10 areas where I used her system without even explaining what I was really doing. I didn't even know what I was really doing. So let me play Victoria again, but she's going to explain it better, but I'm just giving you some examples of some areas that I did it in and didn't even realize that's what I was doing, but she's going to help you master it. Okay. So listen to Victoria. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Examples how like a lot practice techniques, but yet you don't have no other option. So like, for example, and I'll give y'all examples how like a lot of famous people have done it this way. And y'all may not realize that they have. Okay. You may not realize that they have. And I have done this with creative writing, except I got off track. And now I'm just going to go back on track, and I'm actually going to do this like 6 months. Every 6 months, I'm going to do it for 6 months and then do another form for 6-7 months. You can switch recipes, but you want to do one recipe for a ridiculously long time. Okay, you want to do it for a long time before you even switch. You want to be fully programmed before you even switch to another option. So, for example, when you read Yeats' poems, Yeats he writes the same type of poems. He never writes any other type of poem. Yeats has the same voice, same style, like Yeats from all other writers. Same thing with Emily Dickinson. She wrote the same type of poems with the same form, same format, same approach. Okay? That allowed her to focus. After a while, she didn't have to focus on form and structure anymore. All she had to do was just keep doing the techniques, which is why she became such a master at metaphor. So
hear that, y'all? You got to keep doing the techniques. And that's one of the things, number 3 on my list, where I keep doing a technique that has me domestic violence free, is the technique of keeping my distance. Once someone shows me that they're a harassing, violent person and I can't work with them, the technique that I used and I repeatedly use and I stick to is keeping those type of people out of my residence. And this does work. That's a technique I use, and I don't have another option. Okay. I'm not going to call Elijah and Kaylin tomorrow and say, come by my place, I'm making dinner. There's no other option when it comes to domestic violence. I do not deal with harassing spirits, violence, disrespectful spirits. So it's no other option. This is the technique I use. My major technique that I use that keeps me out of domestic violence situations is not bringing those type of people in the home that have those tendencies, and I don't go to them. And I don't care what their issues are. I don't go to them. So that's a technique. So she's right. So your results are also emotional and safety. Okay. So fair use, y'all.
So fast, at such a young age, the woman was a master metaphor genius. But it was because of the repetition, the constant endless repetition of the same type of writing in the same form. And mostly on the same themes, same emotions she was writing on. So let's look at Charles Bukowski. Charles Bukowski wrote "In Stream of Consciousness" with no punctuation, only about the ghetto and hard life stuff. He never changed themes. He never changed themes. He never changed style. He never changed technique, and he actually never edited his work. He was just consistent with the same type of writing. Okay, so it even applies to hairdo. If you wear the same hairdo, the same 2-strand twist, and you use the same.
Oh, I gotta get Daniel in on this because she's gonna mention the 2-strand twist. I gotta get Daniel in on this one. He's gonna have a lot of good to say about this because she mentions hair in this. Daniel, I need you on part of this video to tell them about the experience of 2-strand twist because Victoria just brought it up in the video. Okay, so she mentions the 2-strand twist because that's going to be a method that she's going to be pursuing. Hold on.
You use the same product that changed. So let's look at Charles Bukowski. Charles Bukowski wrote "In Stream of Consciousness" with no punctuation, only about the ghetto and hard life stuff. He never changed themes. He never changed themes. He never changed style. He never changed technique, and he actually never edited his work. He was just consistent with the same type of writing. Okay, so it even applies to hairdo. If you wear the same hairdo, the same 2-strand twist, and you use the same product that always worked, and you never switch, okay, you're gonna have mastery of 2-strand twist and fast growth because you are not confusing your head with all the different options and all the different products and all the different styles. Okay.
So what do you feel about that, Daniel? She's talking about the 2-strand twist for her hair. And so she just wants to stick just to the 2-strand twist. So tell them about your 2-strand twist experience.
My experience has been good. My experience has been good.
They need more detail than that.
And it lasts a long time. Yep.
Well, she wants to know the result. Like she's saying
the result is that when you untwist it, it becomes curly.
Right.
Yep.
And what else could be a benefit?
That's all. It becomes curly and long.
And long, yeah, exactly.
Those
so
are the only ones.
Yeah, so Daniel, he's been doing 2-strand twists. So basically what Victoria is going to start doing, because she does different styles. She doesn't always do the 2-strand twist. And I've actually been knowing for a long time that if she stuck to like one style, her hair would grow even longer. She has beautiful hair. And I'll have her video down in the description box. But when she mentioned the 2-strand twist, I thought about Daniel, because that's a system that he's been using for his dreads since the beginning. And his dreads are about 10 to 12 inches, you would say?
I have no clue.
Yeah, it's about 10 inches. About at least 10 inches. And Daniel dreads started out about 1 inch to 2 inches. So his dreads are up to a foot long, at the longest. I would say about 10 inches, I think.
Maybe 10. I have no clue.
Yeah, it's at least 10. And some of the dreads might be 8 inches. But I mean, look at how he stuck to that system. So I'm actually going to leave a comment in Victoria's comments to explain how I know that it worked for her. Thank you so much, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Okay. Believe it or not, growth
Leave like that.
really wants us to celebrate the one. Okay, the number one. So pick something like, for example, there's this famous guy. He's the most famous minimalist in the world. He literally eats the same meal every day. He never changes it. Can you imagine how much money he's saving by the fact that he stays within a certain budget that's comfortable for him, with shopping for his food, and he's eating the same food every day? Imagine how stress-free he feels, that he never has to think about a new recipe or a new way of eating.
And I kind of do that, y'all. I don't make the same meal every day, but I have my traditional weekly meals that I always include. And it's a system. It's not having any other options. Okay, like I don't buy coffee from restaurants anymore. I just, there's no other option. I'm going to make my coffee brand at the house now. It's no other option. I no longer buy coffee from other places anymore. I'll try it every blue moon, and the coffee is just disgusting to me. There's no other option now. I buy the coffee singles. Going forward, I'm going to bring my coffee singles with me and bring it with me. You know, the singles are just like the teas. You know, the tea singles, you just boil your hot water and put it in there. And I could, like say I go to Denny's. All I got to do is say, can I get a cup of boiled water? And then I have my creams and my sugars. And then I could just make my coffee right there. But it's not good to drink coffee every day, y'all. Just sometimes, but not every day. But just not having no other option. It is a lot of good that will come out of this mentality that she's teaching you. And I just, I like to add to the video and just tell you 10 areas where I did it, where at the time I was doing it. Like, for example, number 1 on my list was the move I made. I wanted to stay in a smaller city and suburb and not be in the major big city where the homelessness is even more out of control. And the benefit of doing this is actually cheaper where I'm at, even though the rents are not cheap, but it's cheaper than where I would have been living in the bigger city. And so when I went through that 8-month crisis years ago, I had no other options. I said, no, this is my only option. And so I was very blessed in making that decision.
Or where to get this on sale. He doesn't have any of the stress we have because he eats the same damn food every day. He probably shops at the same store. He's in and out that.
I love Victoria's accent. I think she's from Philly, Philadelphia, and I love her accent. It's so pretty.
Store. He doesn't have to struggle with cooking because he's been eating the same food for years every single day.
Again, fair use, y'all.
He's probably a master at cooking fish at this point. Whatever fish he's eating, he's probably a master at cooking whatever soup and vegetables that he's been eating with this fish. The point is, you don't have to be a master at everything. You have to be a master at one thing to say I'm a master in that field. Like you can be a master doctor of brain surgery, but not of orthopedic or whatever. It could be just in that field. Try not to be a master of everything because then really you're mastering nothing. You're just thinking you're mastering everything in that field.
Yeah, and Victoria's right. It goes back to, like I had mentioned in one video, the example of having too many goals, having 20 goals and you're only completing 2 of the goals and really not perfecting the goals. So what I find now is I minimize my goals, but I love the way she's explaining it. And hopefully the 10 items or areas that I gave you where you could choose to have no other options will help you. You got to have no other options. You determine in this area, if you want a certain result. One of my goals is to not be in prisons and to not be involved in violence. I don't want a violent home. So there's no other option. Once someone shows me that they're harassing, violent, getting people to team up on me like Elijah's doing with Kaylin, there's no other option. I just stay away. There's no other option. So
until you become ridiculously mastered, like you should be a bona fide genius in a certain area of a certain field before you even switch to a different genre. Okay, you should be a bona fide genius in storytelling before you even think of switching to poetry to become a master poet. Okay, you have to be fully programmed in one area before you can switch. You should be like a robot doing that thing before you switch to another genre. Okay, so I'm telling y'all no lie. Like for me, I'm canceling my gym membership because I'm just gonna be all. I'm not gonna say what exercise I'm doing, but I'm doing this one exercise and nothing else because I'm sick of like, oh, I gotta switch to weightlifting, or I gotta switch to dancing. It's like all of that have to.
I think the best exercise is walking, to be honest. Walking with like a backpack that's about 20 to 30 pounds, something like that. 10 to 30 pounds, a backpack, and some weights, like some little 5-pound weights or something, and walking. With some good shoes. I think that is the best exercise in my opinion. I don't know what exercise Victoria is going to be doing. She didn't say. She'll tell us later probably, hopefully, but she didn't say. But I'm just giving you my opinion of what I think the best exercise is.
Have to refocus, pull up a new program, pull up a new skill set, all these options.
And I think the worst exercise is doing jumping stuff. Like stuff that's like making your brain go up and down, up and down. It reminds me of like the shaken baby syndrome. I think that's the worst exercise because I think even with having an adult brain, I don't think that certain levels of shaking the brain, I don't think it's good. I know it's worse for an undeveloped brain, but I just never trusted, that extreme jumping. If I'm jumping and I could feel my brain kind of jiggling, I don't like that.
it's making it so that I can't master one of them. Okay?
This is Victoria, y'all. I'm doing a fair use video, and she's giving us pointers on how to master yourself.
If all of them work, then why not just master one? And because it worked. Like, why do you need them all? Because you're just spreading yourself thin. So that's what I plan to do. Like, I plan to actually bust. That's my New Year's resolution. One of them is to narrow everything down to one. I don't even want options anymore. I don't want no options. Like, I don't want optional clothes. Because I can't master wearing a certain outfit if I'm wearing this outfit, this company, that company. It starts to be like, okay, I got to change my washing routine. I got to change detergent. I got to change that. Living systematically in the celebration of one is peaceful. Think about it. If you have all green towels only in your bathroom, do you have to think about changing to this detergent to wash your white towels, to wash your red towels? No, life gets pretty peaceful when it's very systematic. And it is the path to genius, to being a genius. With Steve Jobs actually had it correct, but applying that in every area of our life is the key, not just when we're trying to make money. Okay, it's important to apply it in every area. Like, you go to the same place for drinks and karaoke. You eat at the same place. I know people think like that's ridiculous. But I can tell you right now, like, when you start hopping around in different places, you start to dealing with different energy, different problems with the cashiers. Your money flow out of your hands differently. You spend money differently. The bills is different. The charges in a different place. See what I'm saying? Like, options may seem like a good idea, but the way that they take from you and steal from you, the way all this option switching, steal your time and energy and waste anything that you're good at. See, that's the problem. Okay. Now, of course, like, if you're having fun, let's say that you're like, yeah, I'm a person that love to have fun outside my house, then fun also needs to be something that you minimize in a way. Meaning this, if you're into art, then you go to 99% art activities. Okay, if you go to anything that's not art, that's not your favorite, like art, then you're pretty much wasting your money, even if you just like it. Okay, so let's say I love art. I can do art all day. But I kind of like going to the movies. I just kind of. It makes no sense to go to the movies because
I think a lot of millionaires probably use her tactics too, that zoning in on one thing for some time.
The low liking thing is going to be trying to steal the energy of the thing that I really, really like, which is art. So I might as well put all my money and my time into art activities rather than just going to the show. Okay, it might be seeming like I'm keeping my life fresh and interesting, but I'm actually lessening my power in art.
Y'all hear that Philly accent she got, y'all? It's so cute.
By spreading my energy around so much. Okay. So I really think that we, like in America, we're so hooked on options. And that is why a lot of us are struggling with mastery. For example, in Asia, they don't have options when they're little with mastery of gifts. If they play the violin, they play the violin. They're not playing the violin and the drums and the tuba and all this different stuff. They start very young, mastering one thing in each area of their life. This is why their brain is so powerful.
What is that?
Hold on, let me check.
Get up at 8. Well, it's past 8 now.
Hello?
Hello, Isaiah. Where you at?
I'm waiting for the bus.
Okay, because Daniel called you. He was worried about you.
I'm okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'm waiting for the bus, mother.
Okay. Thank you. See you soon. We're home.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Daniel, for checking on. Appreciate you.
Welcome. I didn't go to the store.
We don't have to today.
I wanted to get a salad.
You did.
For tomorrow.
You did. Okay.
Powerful
It's still
in
open.
everything you're doing. Okay, like Asian people will eat the same food for dinner, whatever. They're not eating Italian food, Mexican food. They're eating just all Asian food, and they it's pretty much the same thing on a weekly basis at least. So they're not running down their brain. Even when you're using apps, like I know it might sound fun to be like on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, but actually it starts to become a problem because it's like your brain here, there. See what I'm saying? So it's better to be like I'm just only a YouTuber or I'm only a Facebook or like bust it down, y'all. I'm serious. You'll find that you're in and out. Like get on the app, you're gone. You're not even spending.
I kind of do that now, y'all. Like one of the things that helped me with this channel and is and even my personal channels and stuff is focusing on YouTube. I was watching YouTube. I was interested in YouTube. I almost in some sense wasn't even using my Facebook as often, well, I started using my Facebook groups and I started sharing my YouTube videos. And I need to start back doing that too. I almost, let me write that down. Share my videos on my Facebook groups. Yeah, I'm going to start doing that again. I haven't done that in a while, but hey, I just zoned in on YouTube and eventually I got monetized. And I'm so happy that I can upload lives,
Spending extra time on the apps because you're like on one app, okay? And also in my ebook that I talk about why it's important to do that, okay? You'll find that there's some sort of magic that happens, like a superpower magic that happens cosmically in you when you operate where you just celebrate the one. Like the one thing, like I remember when I was like so powerful at manifesting, y'all.
You know what this makes me think of? Narcissistic cheating, how they miss out on so much, always trying to find something else instead of focusing on the one. Imagine if there was no cheating and everybody focused on that one partner. Wouldn't that be so beautiful? So that's what cheating does. You could build up something so special with the one person, but it never happens because how you ever going to be happy and you got all these people? Actually, everything you need could be in that one person, but you're too busy ignoring it because you're trying to cheat and get with other stuff. So, and this woman, Victoria, this lady here, she has been married to the same man since she's been a very young woman in like her early 20s. She looks very young, so it's kind of hard to, a lot of people wouldn't think she's as old as she is. I forgot her exact age, but she's been married, I think, over 25, 30 years. She's been with the same man, basically, you could pretty much say her whole life. So I think she's a good person to talk about that concept of focusing on the one, because that's how she successfully stayed with one man. And she was a good picker. She picked the right man. I think her husband's a white man, I think, but it don't matter. I mean, the marriage lasted. Black women and white men, their marriages and relationships, a lot of them do last. White men love black women. Yes, they do. And so for me, I don't care who she's married to. I'm just looking at the fact that it lasted, okay?
Each time I was so powerful at manifesting, it's because I was in that one energy. No lie, y'all. I'm telling y'all, no lie. For example, back in 1990, 1997, 2000, back in the year 2000, I manifested like a boatload of gift cards. I was getting $100 tips, $200 tips, y'all. I was making $7 an hour, but my salary was more than that because that's how big my tips was. I had rich men trying to talk to me, like billionaires, millionaires asking me, like, are you single? One of the richest men in America asked me to join him in the lounge, basically for a little brunch or whatever. That is how high I was vibrating. But when I tell y'all I was in the one energy, I was hardcore in the one energy. I literally wore the same sneaker companies, the same underwear companies, the same workout colors. My outfits were all the same brand, all the same colors. I wore my hair the same damn way. I wore the same damn scent. This was like 2 years straight of this. No lie, y'all. Okay? I drank the same tea every morning. I ate the same power bar. I ate the same lunch, was a tuna salad.
I love her.
Time my diet changed was on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. And only for dinner when we had our cookouts, and I still ate the same meat. So what I'm saying, y'all, it's not just mastery of something. It's that put your vibration way up there, okay? Because most of the world is addicted to options. Most of the world is thinking the grass is greener. When you're like, I don't, you're vibrating higher than most of the people in your whole state, okay? This is the honest truth. I know it's hard to believe because we've been raised as kids like options. And so we don't think that like having no options could be that powerful. It's not even about minimalism. It's about the fact that you have all that space in your metaphysical space because there is no other options there. There's no other options in your metaphysical space. Only the same script. So whatever that script can give you in abundance, it has to give you because there is no competition. That script, that metaphysical script has no competition. So let's say you only wear high-end sneakers that are like, $80 and up. And that's the only sneaker company you wear, Nike sneakers, $80 and up. Okay, see, you're going to stay in that high vibration of high quality shoes. So there's no way you're going to manifest low quality shoes because that's all like only Nike, $80 Nikes, $100 Nikes. That's it. And same thing with your clothes. If you keep shopping from the same high brand company, then
fair use, y'all. This is Victoria's video on how to master yourself and how to do it fast. Okay.
And let's say in every area of your life, it's the same high-end brand of each part of your life, then you're cornering the value system in the metaphysical space. You're speaking loud and clear. I am worth a lot, and there's no other competition. But this is it. This is it. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, no lie. Getting very redundant and ridiculously repeating the exact same thing that will lead you to a mastery in something is the key. You know, I'm telling y'all, some of y'all may not believe this, but it is the key. Like, that's why I'm not doing no more videos on my cell phone anymore. As much as I like doing videos on my cell phone, I'm trying to master everything with my laptop. So I'm just using my cell phone to answer a phone call from now on.
And that's what I'm doing now, y'all. Like right now, I'm not doing this video on a cell phone. I don't do any of my YouTube videos on the cell phone. I don't have my Facebook page on my cell phone. My cell phone is actually for business purposes, usually. I don't do that news break stuff. Sometimes people will send me links from there and I can't really see the whole article. Those news break articles, I think is the name of it, TikToks. There's a lot. I never want to turn my cell phone into a play toy. Okay, so that's something that I've been doing for years. So take Victoria's advice on that. And she's navigating how she's however, I have not gotten to the point. I have a brand new laptop here that I have not set up yet. I have not gotten to the point where I've navigated my YouTube studio and stuff like that to my laptop. So that's something that I need to do as well. And that's what she's starting. But that cell phone advice she's giving, trust me, it's the best. If my cell phone was like a play toy, I wouldn't be on this channel right now. Trust me, I've accomplished so much. And I believe this. You might think this is extreme, but I saw this years ago at a job, right? When I worked in fast food many years ago. And one of the things I'll never forget is watching the homeless guys in the parking lot play all day on their cell phones. And I mean, literally play all day. Games, they was playing all day, not talking on it. I'm thinking to myself, they should be talking on it, trying to find shelter. But it leads to homelessness. A lot of people, when they have that cell phone as a play toy and not a business tool, they will be homeless for months and years on end. It is a source of why there's so much homelessness. The cell phone, put in some applications on your cell phone. But I saw that many years ago when I worked in fast food. I would go on my breaks, go out to my SUV, and I would walk right past. And I mean, homeless guys of all races, y'all, black, white, Mexican, they was all different races, homeless. But all of them was playing on a freaking cell phone. So that's one of the things I'm going to testify to that I saw that I know leads to homelessness. Not just leads to homelessness, it keeps them in homelessness. Because that cell phone can get you out of homelessness, but not if you're playing on it.
I really work a lot with my laptop. So we going from laptop, cell phone, that's giving me a headache. It's playing with my energy, and it's causing, too many overlapping different actions when I can just do everything on my laptop. I can literally pack this laptop up, take this to a library, take this to a park. I can write my books on the same thing, get on the same app, YouTube on the same laptop, and with my webcam, the quality of the video will be better when I put my webcam on. See what I'm saying? I can take my whole show on the road if I just only use my laptop. See, I think that people are going from cell phone, laptop, cell phone need to be for phone calls only. Like seriously, y'all, when you go from cell phone apps, laptop apps, and then TV apps, it all gets to be like, you're all over the place. This is what's causing brain rot.
I agree with this too.
We're all over the place. Too many options is causing brain rot. And we don't even realize it, y'all. We think that just scrolling and streaming and surfing is doing it. It's too many.
Brain rot. Have y'all ever heard of that? What does that mean? I'm going to look that term up because Victoria says brain rot. I never heard of that. Okay, brain. I see a brain rot. It's a slang term for the perceived mental decline from consuming excessive, low quality online content, leading to shorter attention spans, poor focus, and difficulty thinking clearly. Yes, so she has a Philadelphia accent, Victoria does. So I think brain rot is how I would pronounce it because I don't see a brain rot. So let me see. Let me try to make it one word and see what comes up. Yeah, it's brain rot. Okay. So let me start to read this one more time. Brain rot. So it's BRAIN rot, ROT. So the meaning is brain rot is a slang term for the perceived mental decline from consuming excessive low quality online content, leading to shorter attention spans, poor focus, and difficulty thinking clearly. Though experts debate actual brain damage, linking it more to cognitive fatigue, anxiety, and impaired executive functions from constant overstimulation. Oxford Dictionary named it Word of the Year for 2024, defining it as the supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state, especially viewed as the result of overconsumption of material, now particularly online content. So that's in parentheses there, y'all. Considered to be trivial or unchallenging. So what it means. Mental fog is difficulty focusing, remembering things, or processing information. Cognitive fatigue, feeling mentally drained or slow after scrolling. Content type associated with TikTok, short form videos, and other mindless digital content. In the beginning of this video, remember we was having the dispute with Elijah and Kaylin over TikTok. We was just talking about TikTok. Oh my God, content type associated with TikTok, short form videos, and other mindless digital content. And that's kind of like what I was saying in the beginning of this video. Why is TikTok that important? It's mindless. So we was just talking about that in the beginning of the video. Emotional impact can increase anxiety, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. Causes and connection to digital life, dopamine loops, addictive platforms provide quick rewards, likes, new content, creating compulsive checking. Cognitive overload, constant alerts and stimulation overwhelm the brain's ability to focus on important tasks. I would agree with that. Lack of depth. Trivial content doesn't offer deep engagement, leading to less mental stimulation. That's one of the things I could say about YouTube, y'all. And I mentioned this in other videos that being on YouTube, especially if you want to try to get you a channel and being a YouTube viewer, it increases your cognitive thinking, in my opinion. YouTube really does. Since I've been on YouTube, I know that my mind has got better, not worse. How to address brain rot from a mental health perspective. Set digital boundaries, tech-free times and zones. Take digital detoxes or breaks from apps. Engage in offline activities like exercise, hobbies, or nature. Practice mindfulness or meditation. And I'm going to add prayer. Okay. They didn't mention prayer, but I'm going to add that. So brain rot, huh? So I learned a new term. Thank you, Victoria. The Advanced Insight channel, I have to take you to someone that's advanced as well. She's advanced.
On it. It's too many options. Too many options. When I literally busted my hair product down to being 20% of how many products in here, I noticed like peace in my hair. Almost like my hair was like, thank you for getting rid of the metaphysical connection with all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? But it's not easy to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again at the same damn time. It's not easy for us humans. Animals do it. They get up. I watch Hansi. He gets up around the same time. He goes to eat at the same time. He runs around at the same. Animals can be very systematic, very, unless we throw them off the routine. But I'm telling y'all, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. This is, look, time is money. Time is your greatest asset. So if you can get something mastered and done fast, in peace without stress, you might as well do it. For example, there's a couple that lost all their weight. There's an obese couple on YouTube, and they lost all the weight and they look good. And how they did it was eating only potatoes. They was on a starch diet for like 2 months. Now that might seem like hard and ridiculous, but guess what? They got it done. They knew how much money they was going to spend, and they found different ways to season the potatoes, but they knew what they was going to buy at the store. They knew every day what they was going to eat, how much energy it was going to take to cook the potatoes. So I decided that I'm busting my literary writing life down to like the same template with my stories.
I'm going to try to purchase one of Victoria's ebooks. I don't know where to find her books at, but I'm going to find that out.
So I'm going to do it like, I write only this type of poem in the mornings and only this type of story in the evenings at night, using the same templates. I'm going to do this experiment on myself. Okay? I'm used to writing all this different stuff, all these different bodies of work. I'm going to stick with the same template for as long as I can stick with it. Now, here's the thing with art. You might run out of like things. So you do have to research so that you can keep doing the thing, ideas for the thing, but you just keep using the same template. What you're eliminating is any struggle in anything else but the actual content you're putting in. So you don't have to worry about nothing else but the content, because you got the structure, you got the theme, and all you got to worry about is the main idea under the theme. So really, if you sit down and you say, I'm going to write a bunch of love poems in this same format with this same template, then you could go ahead and make a ridiculously long list of what you think love is, many ideas of what love is, okay? And then you could just say, I'm going to use this same template for every single poem, for every single idea of love that's on this list. Okay, so maybe you got 100 ideas of what's love. your theme is, your main theme is love. You got all these main ideas. You got 100 main ideas for what's love. But you got the same template. Okay? So you just keep following it. What I think is going to happen is that extra space, if you're not having to think about using a template, it's going to be useful when you're coming up with content for your main idea. So you're just going to be stronger at the content because you don't have to worry about the structure. Okay? But of course, in order to keep doing that for a long time, like months, you would have to have done some good research on many ideas that could be love. So maybe you just spend a week and like coming up with main ideas. What's love? What's love? What's love? What's love? What's love? Maybe you'll come up with 120 main ideas of what's love. And then you just use the same template for each one.
Speaking of love, I'm going to be doing a video about more about that word. It's going to be interesting. It's actually one of my video ideas I came up with earlier. So that's going to be a separate live. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that live, but I'm actually going to be like preparing some notes or something for that video. So I just thought about that when Victoria mentioned the word love. Fair use, y'all.
And the same structure. But this template and structure is going to be someone else's that you're using. See? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know if there's somebody in here who can still hear me. Is there someone still listening? I can't tell if anyone's still listening. But yeah, I think that's how the main important things that are in that field, you would master. You would master faster. Because everything else is laid out for you. You ain't got to think of anything else. See what I'm saying? So I'm literally going to spend 6 months experimenting on myself. I'm going 3 to 6 months. I'm trying to go all the way to 6 months where I'm experimenting with the type of story I'm writing or prose piece. Template for that and template for writing a poem. The same thing, nothing else. Same template. I'm also going to do this with my exercise. I ain't doing nothing else. Okay? Nothing else. And I'm also not going to use any other technology but my laptop. Like, I don't care if I'm not home. I guess I'll gotta wait till I get home to get on my laptop or whatever. I'm also going to do this with my morning and breakfast meal. Because I'm not the dinner cook, I can't really determine that. But
I don't eat breakfast, y'all.
Morning and breakfast is going to be the same thing. Like, this is what I eat for breakfast. This is what I eat for lunch. I'm not going to change. It's going to be like 3 months of this. Like, fist.
That breakfast, that's one meal. If I eat, I would be 300 pounds on my way to my first heart attack. Seriously, that breakfast meal. Normally, I'm up. I can be up for several hours before I even eat. I may drink something like some tea or something, but that breakfast, And then when I do eat a breakfast, what you would call maybe an early morning little meal, it's not a traditional breakfast. My breakfast can be soup and tea. My breakfast can be just a very little teeny bit of coffee. My breakfast might be water, y'all. Every once in a while, I'll do toast. Bread is like, if I want to just look bloated, bread can do it. I can't eat bagels and bread a lot.
Fish salad for lunch, bacon, egg, sausage, and OJ, and oatmeal for breakfast. Same thing. I'm going to do this at least 3 to 6 months to see what happens with my body and my weight, and see if it seems like it's, it's all working out for me faster. I know that that's how it's done, but I want to experiment on myself. So I'm going into the new year doing like genius mastery experiments, just eliminating any options for some months to see what happens. I hope y'all will consider to do this just to see what results you can have. So I'm not getting no other style, but two-strand twists. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to.
And remember, Daniel told y'all the how that'll turn out. 2-strand twist. That's what Daniel's been doing since the beginning when he started his dreads. Daniel's hair had initially locked on its own, and he's been doing 2-strand twists the entire time. And as a result, he has 8 to 10 inches, 10 inches of hair, y'all. It could be longer. The back of my hair is about 16 inches. So I would say Daniel's is about at least 10. His dreads are pretty long. Okay.
In fact, I'm not even going to wear my hair out. I'm going to go 3 straight months, at least 3 to 6 months with 2-strand twists, just to see what results I get. I'm not gonna wear it out. As soon as I get a shampoo, it's like instant 2-strand twist. Just to see what happens. Because I know what happens when I go from wearing my hair out to 2-strand twist. But what would happen if I only wore 2-strand twists for 3 to 6 months? See, I think this is what we're supposed to be doing. Like, what would happen if I just did this only for months? That's the ultimate challenge, because we have too many options in this world. We have too many ways to do stuff. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Bye.
She's saying bye, y'all. So that's Victoria. Fair use, y'all.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere right now. So she's saying bye. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. This video will be in the description box that I did the fair use video on. But I learned something new from her. I learned about what brain rot is. I had never used that term. I think it's a good term to study on. So I will put the basic description of what brain rot is. And I think that's actually a very good word for what's happening. Brain rot. Interesting. So once again, I'll put this video in the description box. And I'm going to make a decision as to if I want to create a playlist for her as well. I'll figure that out. I'm going to start watching her videos more regularly, for sure. Please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Tune in for more right here with the Advanced Insight channel. Thank you, y'all. Bye.